The second category.
Yeah, before you proceed, there is a hand from Honorable Malema.
No, thanks, Chair. I understood the minister to have said he asked the IGI, which will mean Inspector General of Intelligence, to check on this person. Now, after he gave that answer, the SC says, you are saying you asked on someone to do homework. You can't refer to IGI as someone. He has to be referred to as IGI consistently. Yes. You can't make that mistake because it's going to disappear. He said he asked IGI to check on her, and the SC says, oh, you asked on someone. It can't be. It has to be one answer, and the minister answered that. So I just wanted us to have the same understanding.
That it must go to the record as the person that the minister requested to check on Miss Patricia Mashal. That person is the Inspector General of Intelligence.
Point taken, Honorable Malema.
Yes.
So I wrote to the IGI and he then responded.
So, Minister, you say the name of the person is Miss Patricia Mashal?
Yes. Okay. Yes, Chair.
And the matter was referred to the Inspector General of Intelligence?
Yes, because in particular, she would write about crime intelligence matters quite extensively. And she would send emails and so on. That's why I went to the Inspector General of Intelligence. And then I got the advice in writing about her. Now,
so when you say that she used to write extensively about intelligence matters, what do you mean? You mean it's unusual for a person in her position to write about those matters? Or did she have a more than sufficient information that you would ordinarily expect her to have?
No, what she did is write and send you a WhatsApp on your phone on a frequent basis, not regular, frequent basis. She would send you documents which appeared to be SAPS documents, genuine, but send them to you. She would send you reports of one situation or the other, criminality, and so on. She wrote also about, she sent me about those weapons and people that we found in Mpumalanga. She wrote...
I want to know, is she qualified to be in possession of such information?
I wouldn't say she qualifies because...
Not all of it. Other information may be general or public information that everybody knows is reported in the news. So what we want to establish is whether is there some of the information which when she converses with you, you get worried that an ordinary civilian may not have to be in possession of information like this one because this is SAPS information.
Yeah. The frequency with which she wrote and the stuff she wrote and sent and so on is the one that made me say, who is this person? IGI, can you profile? And after that, I spoke to the National Commissioner who confirmed that he too does receive those kinds of things from Patricia. And she likes doing that on a frequent basis, almost to everybody and so on. That's the nature of things. And I'm merely mentioning in passing that she also did write. Now, this is what we were talking about, not necessarily in detail with the deputy ministers. Now, I said I would come back to that other category I started with, but this is what happened. The other reason is around budget matters. Now, on budget, I'm trying to check my submission where I wrote about budget. On budget, I've already indicated that throughout, let me indicate that throughout our discussions with the SAPS management, from when we arrived during orientation up to the end of the year and beginning of the year, there was always focus and emphasis on the decreased budget. In other words, decreased resources within SAPS. You would ask, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? They will always say, there's no money. There's no money. Even after we identified what we referred to as priorities, ministerial priorities that were expanding on the other priorities of the state as a whole. But they continued, like technology, for instance. We have had extensive discussions on technology. And they continued to say, well, yeah, we take those priorities, infrastructure in the form of police stations and other enablers, as we call them. But they continue to say, there's no budget. We don't have all the money. We hear you, we hear the priorities and so on, but there's no money. And therefore, this was lingering in my mind all the time to say, where can we make better of resources to SAPS because of the shortage? So budget allocated to SAPS was one of the main factors, key factors that made us think, what is that we need to do? When we took the decision to disband the police inspectorate, what we had in mind was, how do we optimize the resources that we have? Because you have people in office in the form of police inspectorate who you may seemingly not require in that form, but you require them, their skills, their experience, and their work elsewhere. You definitely need them. And so that's why we then say, maybe we need to redeploy them elsewhere, optimizing on the budget. Now, as we did so, the budget allocated to SAPS became one of the things that I considered when I wrote the letter, to give effect to more optimization of our resources from within SAPS, and we did that. Now, the budget became quite a difficult subject. I want to, on my supplement, say something about this. It came to a point where, on the budget, we had to consider certain things. One of them is what I had the National Commissioner mention during the commission, Madlanga Commission, and subsequent I had, when I listened to Kumalo, General Kumalo, I heard him say, I will repeat those things. They were, in responding to questions that were asked, responded using the language inclusive of traditional ways of investigation, normal ways of investigating, common ways of investigating. Of course, they were responding. But what it revealed, without them intending to do so, was that in police, we make a differentiation between a way in which political killings task team, which is efficient, which is good, the way in which they investigate cases. Good. Let me not talk about results, just good. That they approach things that way. But this is confined to a specific category of people. The rest of the people are condemned to common ways of investigating, traditional ways of investigating, and common ways of investigating. Now, from where I sit as minister, we can't go on like that. You can't say, because it's a public representative, I must employ this particular specialized way of investigating. But because it's not a public representative or it's not an induna, let us use the normal or traditional or common way of investigation. The Constitution doesn't say so. What we rather can do is to take the experience that the National Political Task Team has gone through. You then make it apply all over as a good practice, different from the practice that is called traditional, that is called normal. To me, this is one of the ticking bombs in the South African Police Service, especially when you pronounce it that there are various levels of in terms of quality of investigating. That talks to your ethics. It talks to your kind of mentality, the kind of practice that you want to see established and perpetrated within SAPS. You don't want to do that from my side. And the Constitution doesn't allow us to do that. We need to improve. If there's a particular experience that we've gained from a province in one way or the other, let it be taken and duplicated elsewhere, because everybody requires speciality and attention. We can't justify it on an ongoing basis. It's unfair and unconstitutional. So I'm on the budget that it has got dynamics in it such that, in summary, you need to optimize how you use your budget. And I'm saying there are ways in which we have intervened to optimize. We even held a meeting. We called it the optimization of the budget. How effective, how efficient would we use the budget for this particular purpose? Now, there are issues, I've already indicated a number of them, that we are doing very badly in. I've already given technology. At one point, it was very painful to listen to police in one district in the Eastern Cape saying, when they were briefing us, saying, Minister, one of the challenges we have, frustrations we have, is that we have old equipment in SAPS. And our targets in the form of criminals, they use advanced equipment. And in detecting them, they are the ones who detect us, and they run away from us because they know we have old technology, and they will be able to tell where we are, and they will go to the other way. And then when we go to the other way, once our technology indicates something, then by the time we reach there, they are no longer there. So technology, we're not good at all. We're quite bad in technology, quite low on technology. The next one is police accommodation. There are police stations that are terrible in South Africa, quite a number. You get calls, you get grievances. At one point, I attended to a meeting requested by the Honorable Chief Whip, the Honorable Ntuli, to his constituents. He was saying, come and listen to a number of people in my constituency about a police station in Maran Hill. And as I did that, I come from Ngolezana Township in Mbangel. I know police operate from a shell that I am very, very embarrassed about, a police station in the area where I come from. But there are many others which are like that. When you look at them, you can't believe that there's somebody working there or who can do any good job, just looking at the structure of the building itself. And we are far behind with huge backlogs on police stations. So we need money like that. And then support to detectives. Detectives wear clothing like us, but they have 1,000 rand allowance per year, per month, to buy suits and so on because they're detectives. They're even worse off than those who are in uniform because they get distributed with the uniform. So we needed to say, how to improve this situation as a matter of fact and not make assumptions. That's why we convened a workshop, 3-day workshop in March, to say, how do we improve some of these working conditions in subs, personnel and vehicles. If you hear somebody in subs saying that in our police station, there are only 4 vehicles, my guess would be there are more than 6 vehicles allocated there. It's just that half of the vehicles that are allocated to that police station are not functional. So out of 6, there are 3. So people will say there are only 3. In fact, there are 6. And it's a constant and consistent grievance out there for which you need to respond by availing resources, lack of forensic labs. I'm identifying priorities which need funding, for which even the portfolio committee can't assist us and Treasury can't assist us. So we have to find resources inside. Deteriorating budget, equity in remuneration. As we speak, much as we were able to raise salaries after the workshop, allowances, I would call them. Now, I'm sure there are very few people in Parliament who are aware that these units that we're proud of, like TRT, like NIU, maybe NIU a little bit better, but other units, task force, POP, and all of that, get very little money. Maybe around 4,000, around 5,000 a month. And these are married people. These are adults. They get very little with the training, specialized training that they have. And it's painful. But as we talk now, after the workshop in March, we were able to raise the salaries of all the others except TRT. They are still where they are. And it's painful. But I am aware that the people in PKTT, it's not a fault of their own. We've made an effort to try and bridge the gap and so on. But in PKTT, their claims are far better than those in all other units. I'm talking about units while they are only a task team. They have better cars. They have better accommodation. All these others, including detectives, they use barracks and they use private homes of people. And they're vulnerable and so on. So we need to bring equity on those matters. Now, I'm then saying this is one, just the dynamics of the needs for the budget, which made us think that we need to optimize and so on. Now, let me go on to another reason
suppose the chair, can we take a short break?
Yeah, but I wanted to check how many more reasons are left, because we want you to break.
Okay. Now,
How long will it take you to present all those reasons?
I'm sure if you give me another 30 minutes, taking delight that tomorrow I'm back here. And I want to explain to the chair, from the 6th of July, I'm wearing General Mkwanazi. From the 6th of July, I'm smelling General Mkwanazi. And this is the first opportunity that I'm getting to explain myself. And I'm going to do justice to that. And I'm pleading with you to give me the opportunity to do that, considering as well that he has gone to the commission for quite a long time, piling the accusations
on a point of order,
and so on. So I'm responding to those.
On a point of
because I didn't want you to debate them.
on a point of order.
Let me take the two hands, Honorable Malema, Honorable Skosan.
No, I don't think you explained properly to a minister. We're not leaving. We're asking how long will you take to respond to this question so we can break for comfort break and come back. You are still with us. We can be here until 2 in the morning. Don't worry. We're just asking for comfort break.
I would say, thank you very much for that. I'm very, very comfortable. And I'm subject. I thought that you were saying once you want to break. So I'm obliged to your direction, to your directives.
Yeah. I wanted
to finish just the reason.
To say to you that
the reasons.
Because you have listed reasons.
Yes.
So I wanted to know how many reasons now are left for you to conclude that part.
Okay.
So that we can give you a comfort break.
Okay. I can do this in, say, 20 minutes to wrap up.
That is too much.
Yes.
So we must break now.
Okay.
And then come back after that 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you can continue.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think the minister doesn't know that we even go knock off at 1 a.m. in the morning. We don't mind.
Yeah. No, you must not be worried. But look,
okay.
If that is what you are wearing or what you are smelling is combat clothes. I will advise you to wear Senzo Mchunu and not General Mkwanazi.
Thank you.
Smell Mchunu and not Mkwanazi. Honorable Skosan.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Just before your break, the remark from the minister that he's smelling, from the 6th, for me, he has started to smell like General Sibia. I thank you, Chair.
No, yeah, no, you are out of order because what the chair has said here is that Minister Mchunu is Minister Mchunu and General Mkwanazi is General Mkwanazi. It ends there. Yeah, Ariska in Chamai, man. No. Honorable members, we've taken a comfort break. 20 minutes, yes. You come.
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.